Do you suspect that your kiddo is ready for a one nap schedule, but you don't know where to start? Then this video is for you because I'm gonna give you my step-by-step guide for moving from 2 to 1 nap. The first thing you wanna do is to make sure that your child is indeed ready. It is a big transition. They're going from being awake for 3 to 4 hours to being awake for 5.5 to 6 hours. So if you do it too soon, you run the risk of your kiddo becoming extremely overtired because they just can't handle that amount of time awake. And it's gonna cause issues with nighttime sleep because they're gonna get a cortisol surge. Whenever they're overtired, their bodies produce cortisol and it makes it hard for them to not only fall asleep, but also stay asleep. So let's make sure that your kiddo is ready first and foremost. So here are the signs of readiness. First, if your child is over 13 months and they are taking longer to fall asleep, say it's taking them more than 20 minutes to fall asleep at nap time, or B, they're skipping their second nap altogether, or C, they're waking up before 6 o'clock in the morning. So if any of these three things happen for more than a week, I say it's time to drop that nap. Just go ahead and do it. Your child is developmentally ready. I like to wait to around 4 months, and they're definitely showing signs. Now, what do you do if your child is under 13 months? So I want you to use the same readiness criteria that I described before. However, instead of waiting a week, I want you to wait longer. Wait a good 2 to 3 weeks before pulling the trigger. The reason why is because your kiddo may just be going through a developmental leap. And when they go through developmental leaps, what happens is they don't want to nap and they want to wake up early because they're so excited to learn their new skills. And there's a huge developmental leap that's happening between 10 to 12 months, and that is learning to walk. So if that is the case, then you're going to see the same signs that you would see that would indicate that it's time to drop to 1 nap. And like I said before, if you do it too early, they're going to become overtired. And then to top it off, once they start walking, they're going to be even more exhausted. So do yourself a favor and make sure to wait a good 2 to 3 weeks if your child is under 13 months before removing that second nap. Now that we established that your kiddo is indeed ready for that 1 nap schedule, I'm going to give you a step-by-step guide on how to gradually transition your kiddo to the new nap time so that they don't become overtired. You don't want to just jump to a 1 nap schedule right out of the gates because, again, you guessed it, they're going to become extremely tired. It's going to be too big of a leap too soon. And then what's going to happen? Your child is going to go to sleep overtired, have night wakings, wake up early in the morning, and then it's going to be even harder to transition to that later nap time. So this is what you want to do instead. So on day 1 of the nap transition, move the first nap later by 30 minutes. So for example, if your child is falling asleep for the first nap at 10 o'clock, you're going to move it to 10:30. And I want you to continue to offer a second nap, but move that again by 30 minutes. And only try for a good 15 to 20 minutes. And if your child is protesting, it's probably not going to happen. And if it does happen, the nap's going to be too late. It's going to interfere with bedtime. So after about 20 minutes, just say, okay, the nap's not going to happen. Get your child up and move bedtime earlier by about 60 minutes. That way, again, you're going to prevent that overtiredness at bedtime. So you're going to do that for 3 days. And on the 4th day, you're going to move the first nap later by 30 minutes again. And you're going to continue to offer the second nap at the same time. And you do that again for another 3 days. Now, after 3 days, you're going to move the first nap later by another 30 minutes. And it's probably going to be impossible at this time to get a second nap in the crib. So just ditch the crib altogether for the second nap and do yourself a favor and just take your kiddo for a walk or a car ride, or put them in the baby carrier and go for a walk and get them a little motion cat nap. About 15 to 30 minutes should do it, just enough to take the edge off before bedtime. And again, if that doesn't happen, move bedtime up by 60 minutes. 60 minutes prior to when you normally put your kiddo down before moving to a one nap schedule. So do that again for 3 days. And then once you're done with that step, you're going to move that first nap, again, you guessed it, by 30 minutes later. And by now, you should be at the ideal time for a one nap schedule. It should be about 5.5 hours after your child woke for the day. Now, just know that the nap isn't going to immediately be 2 hours. If we can get at least an hour to an hour and a half out of your kiddo, that is success. And just give it a good 8 weeks for your child's body to fully adjust and to start taking those nice long 2-hour naps. So in the meantime, I want you to make sure that you're putting your child to bed at a good time. You want to aim for a good 12 hours of sleep at night. So bedtime should be about 12 hours after your child wakes for the day. So this nap transition is a big adjustment. So again, just be patient with it. Give it a good 4 to 8 weeks for your child's body to completely adjust. If you're still having issues after that time period, just shoot me a quick email at info@kellymurraysleep.com and we can set up a 30-minute strategy session. It's $150. Whether you work with me or one of my team members. The only caveat is that your child must be falling asleep independently. So I hope that these tips help, and good luck with that nap transition. Once they fully adjust, it is the best nap schedule ever.